The views expressed in this podcast, Champ and Tramp, belong to the host and guest, not the Champ and Tramp podcast itself. It's intended for entertainment information, so please use discretion. We're not responsible for any outcomes resulting from the content discussed.
Cold weather's right around the corner. It's time to bulk up with carnivore mass.
That's right, Frankie. Your scrawny ass can use some more muscle, buddy.
Carnivore mass stands out because it's made with beef protein isolate. This means it's not just any protein, it's the world's #1 selling beef protein.
Exactly. Lactose-free mass gainer, clinically tested to pack on size.
That's right. Carnivore mass is packed with 50 grams of beef protein isolate and 125 grams of fast-acting, easy-to-digest carbs with 700 calories. If you're looking to pack on size fast, you need carnivore mass.
Real show, here we go. Real show, here we go. You know that it's gotta be that time, so this is what we chant. What keeps on getting them all amped in advance? Come on. You and I rocking out with Iron Man, FE. You get the general's point of view on top of Roger's rants. Whenever tapping out, we're putting the most minutes in. You already know what that's about, you know that winners win. Crush whatever's on task, check the podcast. It's the Champ and the Tramp, let the bomb blast.
I was in 7th grade. So I was 13 in 7th grade, right? It's 13, 14, something like that.
You did
13.
a lot when you were 13.
Right? And I remember I had some girl over that I was dating, and her friend was over. And I remember my parents were out, but my sister was home. She was literally 3 or 4 years old. I'm 9.5 years old.
Oh, you're taking care of her.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, my
at 3, bro, you got to take care of her.
Well, yeah, yes. But I mean, you know, not like.
Right.
My parents were out for a long time. They probably were out for a little bit. And I remember the girl was like, we had Peach Schnapps. My parents had a liquor cabinet like you did. Yeah. And the girl was like, oh, it's Peach Schnapps. Ooh, let's try it. I want to try it. And she went and tried it. It's the tiniest little bit, bro.
Right.
Like, and whatever. That was it. My sister, 3 years old, told my parents. Oh. But like, you know, at a 3-year-old, I was like, oh, I drank that. I was like, what? So my parents bugged out. Bugged out.
Thinking you're just absolutely crushing their
No, I don't know, but they I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm like, listen, she took the tiniest sip ever. Is it really that big a deal? They called this girl's parents.
No.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing?
There's nothing more embarrassing than that as a kid, especially like a high school kid.
But my parents they're so nervous of getting sued and this and that back in the I have to call. We have to tell the parents if she goes home smelling like alcohol, they're gonna think we gave it to her. I'm like, dude, real fucking relax. Like, her parents probably don't even give a shit. And but I remember I was like, dude, I'm like, come on.
Do you remember the first time your dad let you have a underage? Obviously, I do.
No, I don't.
I don't know what age I was, but I remember it was Christmas Day. We're opening presents. My dad had a Budweiser. He was sitting in his recliner, had a Budweiser sitting there. And my dad wasn't a big drinker at all, but because just Christmas, probably a little stressed. And I was a kid. I mean, I'm guessing I was maybe 6. 7, something like that. And I remember looking at it, and he was looking me right in the eyes, and I picked it up, and I was looking at him, and he goes, go ahead. And I remember I took a sip, and it was disgusting.
Yeah, I remember my dad giving me, I don't remember, but like letting me try it, and I'm like, oh, fuck, disgusting.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, too, another time I was probably in 8th grade, and my buddy had like his dad had like a garage done up, you know what I mean, like above the garage, had pool table, fucking we had beers in there, we're slamming beers. You know, it's the first time I probably got drunk, and ripping dirt bikes, we're drinking and driving. Like fucking, I don't know what grade.
I feel like you're supposed to do that, though.
And I remember we got gin. The song Gin and Juice was real popular.
Yeah.
Gin and Juice. We were like, yo, gin and juice, gin and juice. Dude, I remember I'll never forget, on the dirt bike, I had it in my hand. I'm ripping it. I'm like, oh, I throw the bottle. I'm like, what the fuck? That was the worst tasting thing ever. I'm like, what is this? We didn't have the juice. We said the gin. We didn't have the juice part. That's the problem.
Only old people drink. My grandmother, she just passed away a couple of years ago. She was like 98, 99. But anyway, she's the only human I ever met in my life that drank gin.
I like gin and tonics.
Do you really?
I did. I went through a little phase of gin and tonic. Yeah.
She drank rye Manhattans. Was it rye or dry? Rye Manhattans, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe it was dry Manhattans. I don't know. But I just remember she drank.
I happened another time, 8th grade, me and Kurt, and another kid, Taylor Smith, who's no longer with us.
Oh man.
But he lived on North Maple. You know North Maple? It's one of the last roads in Toms River.
Yeah.
And you know that.
I lived right off North Maple.
But yeah, you know that that shopping center in Lakewood when you first get in Lakewood. It's, I don't know, but it's the Jewish store now. But it used to be like a food town or a Grand Union or something.
Wait, you talking about the one on 70 and 9? Right
No,
there?
one on Route 9.
Oh,
Route 9. Like go right before you get you sit in Lakewood. You go past a little bit. And it's on the left-hand side. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Right, the Burger King is over there.
They usually have like a farmer's market thing back there.
But it used to be just, regular normal people. Now it's all Hasidics, right?
Yep.
So anyway, there was a pizzeria, Italian guy owned a pizzeria. And we would go give this, we were 14. We were young,
Yeah.
We would go give this guy money, and he would leave 40s out right
in the back.
Right, he would leave 40s for us.
That's great,
So we go get the 40s,
That's
and
great.
there was a bunch of buses parked back there,
Yeah.
old abandoned school buses. So we would drink these 40s, and we get hammered. We're hammered. There's freaking I weighed 80 pounds, and we broke onto the buses, and then we were taking the fire extinguisher, hit each other with the fire extinguishers.
That's what growing up's all about, man.
Yeah.
I feel like you got to do those things. You got to, got to break the law a little bit as a kid to, it's kind of like sowing your oats and becoming a man, an adult.
But how crazy is that? This Italian guy,
Yeah.
how old, he's probably in his 50s. Why the fuck is he buying 14-year-old kids 40s?
He was probably a pedophile before you started hearing about it.
I know, you're right. Oh, he dodged that bullet.
I had a friend in high school, Danny. That was you ever have a friend that could, like, grow a beard like years before anybody else could, like have a hairy chest. Our buddy Danny, bro, had a hairy chest like popping out of his shirt by the time he was like a sophomore in high school, full beard. You know what I mean? Like just this kid just aged before the rest of us did. And he looked older, obviously. So we would put him up to buying beer, almost any store around, but locally. In a small town, everybody knows whose kid you are. Small town.
Right.
So we would leave high school sometimes on like a Friday, drive all the way to, I think the town is Franklin, and there was a little store. It's still there, but it's closed. It's just abandoned. It's still like a little country store. And it was an old man, like you said, worked behind the register, and Danny could go in there and buy beer every time, never got carded. He had to know. But.
I had ID when I was 17 because I had my cousin's ID. He was 3.5 years older than me, so I was 17.
Don't look that much like though.
What?
Brian?
No, dude, I told you what I did.
Oh yes, you did. Yes,
back in the day you could do this. So I went
up in the city, right?
No.
Oh no.
Right. I went right. I used to go to Lakewood DMV because I thought it was better. But one time I went right to Toms River.
Yeah.
I had the biggest balls when I was a kid.
Yes, you did.
Bro. I did.
Yep.
And I took my cousin's. What did I do? Oh, I took his Social Security card, his birth certificate, and some other, like his mailing address, a bill, something that was in his name.
Right.
And I said I lost my license.
Right.
So they give you a duplicate, right? Now duplicates, it's a good thing.
Yeah. But
then I went down to Ocean County. I got my Ocean County ID, and then I went down to ABC, which is alcohol beverage, and I got my ID in his name.
So you weren't getting
So they
turned
could
down.
not turn me. If you had 3 forms of ID, they cannot turn you down.
Yeah.
So when my cousin turned 21, I was at Fridays with him. We both showed our IDs. The girl knew we weren't. I wasn't, but I was in the bars at 17 years old.
That's great.
And then,
no issues with it ever?
no, I got arrested.
You
One
did?
time. Yeah, I got arrested.
I didn't know
season.
this story.
We're at Bamboo. So actually, this is a crazy story. So first, we're at Fridays. Okay, me, my cousin.
Oh, same day, 21st birthday?
No, this is a different day. This is different.
Okay.
This is different. I'm home from school. I think I'm home from school. Summertime. Home from school. And we're at Fridays. Remember, Fridays was the spot. Everybody hung out.
When I first moved here, it was still the spot.
Yeah. So we're hanging out. We're drinking at Fridays. I go outside and I see somebody I know. I'm talking to somebody I know, and then that person I'm talking to starts getting into a fight with somebody, and I'm like, I'm not trying to get involved, but I'm like in the middle of it, and somebody fucking hits me. So I'm like, all right, fuck that, So now I'm beating someone up. My cousin's like, oh, it's my cousin. So I'm outside. I'm beating this kid up, whatever. And, it gets broken up, and I just took off because I knew, don't stay. If you got no fight, don't stay. I run across the street to Exxon, and I call my cousin. on the payphone. No cell phones. Like, I'm like, dude, come get me. He comes get me, and we leave. So I'm like, dude, I should go home. I was pissed. I was mad because like I didn't really get to really fight. You know, I was like really didn't get to get after the guy. So I was kind of like, let's just go home. He's like, no, come on, we'll go out. We'll go out Seaside. We'll go out. I'm like, nah. He's like, dude, come on, let's go out. I'm like, all right, we'll go out. He's like, we're gonna go to Bamboo. He's like, I'll go in the VIP door. You go in the other door. We had the same ID.
Yep.
I go, okay. Are you sure? He's like, yeah. Don't worry about it. All right. I walk in. He walks in literally right behind me. Right behind me. So this person notices the ID. So I'm already in.
You're thinking he's in the other line.
I'm thinking he's on the line. So
my
I'm
God.
dumb. I'm dumb. And I should. Once I got in, the guy comes and finds me like, a few minutes later because he's seen Brian's ID. He's like, hey, let me see your ID. I should have been like, oh, I don't know what happened to it. I just lost it. But I show him the ID and he realized, oh, wait a minute, this is the ID I just seen.
Holy shit.
So then the cops arrest me. I get arrested.
Wow, bro.
I got a disorderly conduct.
That's a good door guy. I wouldn't remember. I mean, you know what I mean?
Dude, no. My
They
cousin's
see
a
1,000 people a night.
retard. He literally walked in right behind me. You know what I mean? Like, you said you're going in a different door, dude.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And I got arrested, yeah.
Damn, bro. What was the charge?
Cops are cool. Disorderly conduct.
Disorderly conduct? Really?
I think that's what it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got 2 of those in Seaside for, again, fighting and, shit and got arrested. Or only time I've ever been, well, that's not true. One time in Maine, but it's not jail. What is it? What are they? I mean, I guess it is. What is it like when you just get in the local clink for
jail.
2
That's
hours?
Jail. That's not prison. That's jail.
Yeah. It's not
County.
County. It's county,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So, I got 2 disorderlies in Seaside, but both got them both expunged years later.
Yeah. I think I got mine expunged.
Yeah, just to get off my record because I had a concealed carry. Not that you can't get it with a misdemeanor. It's a misdemeanor. It's an ordinance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not even.
But I just got rid of it because I didn't want it on my record. But
yeah, and then I'll tell you another time. So, I guess I got my ID taken. That time, right?
Well, you had the other 2 though, right?
No, but now, like, once you don't have the license,
Yeah.
that's the ID,
Yeah.
So I got my ID taken. So then I went and got Mikey V's because he was like a couple years older than me. So then he was 21, so I got his information.
You gave these people. I mean, obviously your cousin.
Yeah, my people.
They just give you birth certificates.
Yeah, it gave me everything. So I went to
usually
the
a 21-year-old. I wouldn't know what that was. I would have to ask my mom. Can I have my birth certificate?
Yeah,
I don't know what
so
my birth certificate.
I got. My name was Emmanuel Vasilakis. And 12/9/79. That's just like,
you got it, bro. That's important because they will quiz you.
No, okay. So one time, now I have his ID. I go to Stone Pony, right? I go with one of my roommates. He goes and he's already 21.
Yeah.
And dude, I looked young. You know what I mean? I looked really young. So I was probably 19 at this time. We go to Stone Pony. I'm going in. The bouncer looks at me. He's looking at it. He's like, "What's your sign?"
Zodiac.
Yeah. And I had no fucking. I was like, no. He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Bro, I don't pay attention to that gay shit, dude. I don't know what sign I am." I'm like, "That's homo shit. I don't pay that. I don't do that." And he's like, "Cop." He goes, "Cop, oh, come here." And it was a female police officer, and she's running my shit. She starts running it, but it's a legit ID.
Yeah.
And I remember I was wearing glasses, fake, clear lenses or whatever.
Were you really?
Yeah,
you one of those guys?
Yeah, no, it was just like the style.
That's great.
And she's like, because I guess on your license it says that.
Prescription.
I'm like, are those prescriptions? Nope, they're not prescriptions. She's like, okay, so here you go. And then, so I walk back in. The guy's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, that's all right, man. You're just doing your job.
So you got away with it. That's awesome.
Yeah, I got away with it. Hell yeah. Because, dude, it was a legit license. You couldn't deny me.
I just had my buddies back in the day, and he was.
I got that one taken too, though.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How?
I got pulled over, and I took it out. When I got pulled over, I
So
put
what's
it in.
that?
And then he's like, "What's that?" I'm like, He didn't. Honestly, they just took it.
Really?
They just took it.
That's great.
And I was leaving for school in like 2 days. I was like, "Mikey, I need your shit again." I went again and got it.
That's great. Everything's a little different growing up in a small town, but we used to go to this one bar called Pete and Larry's. It was just the bar inside of a Holiday Inn in Ellsworth, Maine. That's where everybody would go. I mean, people would drive from 30, 40 miles away to go to this bar. But again, it closed at 1, too. This is Maine. Shit used to close at 4 when I first moved here. I don't think it closes at 4 anymore. It's 2 now. It used to be 4 when I moved here.
I know.
And you could hang out for another at least half hour. So it'd be 4:30 by the time you get out.
Yeah, dude, people go to the diner at 5 a.m.
Yeah. In Maine, it was 1 o'clock. Always 1 o'clock. So you'd go out early. You'd be out by like 9:30. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the difference. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I had my buddies, and I used this thing a bunch. We looked similar. Obviously, we didn't look the same, but we looked similar. And I did remember like his information because a couple times the door guy there would be like, "Yo, well, you know, like where do you live?" And I'd be, you know, I could rattle off, "Well, what's your birthday?" Whatever. Well, this how they got me with this one, and I got it back. It's a funny story, but this bartender one time said I ordered a drink, and I was a little nervous when I would get away with it because my parents would kill me if I got caught, right? So I always just kind of chilled, and I didn't try to be the center of attention. I would just hang out with like my buddy. I would go with my buddy Tony that was like 15 years old, probably 12 years older than me. So anyway, I go to
dead now?
I go
The guy?
no why?
12 years
because
older,
I'm old.
jeez.
So I go order a drink, and the bartender's like looking at me like real suspect, and he's like slides a napkin and a pen. He goes, "Sign your name." And I was like, shit. So I just scribbled something. He looks at it, looks at the signature on the thing. He goes, "This ain't you, bro. This ain't you. You got to get out of here." So
That's
he calls
cool. At
the
least-
bouncer over, took my ID.
Oh, that's
Dude,
fucked
listen to this. Like 2-3 months go by. I still don't remember all the details of this. I know you're going to have questions, but this girl that I knew called me and she goes, "I found that fake ID you had." I said, "How?" She goes, "I was at my friend's and it was in his washer machine." So I don't know if I don't know if the bartender was like the friend and stuck it in his pocket. I got it back, bro. Months later, I got that same ID back.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's how small
Meant
town
to be.
that's how small a town I lived in, where I knew somebody that found it in a washer machine.
That's funny.
Yeah, crazy.
Like, do kids do fake? Kids still do fake IDs now. It's just so hard
Yep.
to fucking do
Yep.
that now.
Oh,
With the
I got
barcodes and stuff.
I got another story. I just remembered. Good one. This is a funny story. So, I moved here when I was 21. I was pretty big into the nightclub scene or whatever. And I would go back home maybe in the summertime I'd get up there 3 or 4 times in the summer back then. I probably only get up there like twice a year now, but I would go back. I brought my buddy Jay up there one time, and we went out in Bangor. We were out in Bangor and at this club, picked up a couple hotties, went back to their place. I don't remember which girl's place it was, but went back. Great night, continued drinking there, whatever. I fell asleep in this girl's bedroom. I wake up and she's gone. So I'm like, all right, what the hell?
Must not have been that good.
Yeah, probably very, very disappointed and just said, let me get out of here and go back with my ex. But anyway, she's gone. So I'm like, shit, what the hell? You know what I mean? It's probably 7 in the morning or something. I go find Jay. He's in the girls' room. I'm like, we got to go. And I'm like, oh shit, my watch is gone. So I go back in the room, bro. I'm tearing this room apart. This chick left her own place with my watch.
Oh, that's retarded. You should have fucking stole everything out of
I
there.
know. Well,
You steal her TV.
There wasn't much, bro.
It was a Swatch watch.
It wasn't much.
It was a Swatch watch?
No, it was a Movado. It was a Movado watch.
Do you remember Swatch watches?
I do.
Or Shark watches? No, Shark watch.
Shark.
Shark watch, right?
I don't know if I remember Shark.
Yeah, the little fin on there.
I don't remember
On the
that.
watch. They were like the G-Shocks probably.
Yeah.
Casio Shark watch, I think. Yeah.
Okay. I remember the G-Shock. I don't remember the Shark watch, but of course you would own one of
Swatch
those.
watch.
Yeah. So
So she beat you for that?
never, I didn't have her number or nothing. I had no way to call. I'm saying to her friend, like, your friend ripped me off. And she's like, I don't know where she went. They probably planned it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's funny.
So, yep, I was beat.
Beat
Yes, sir.
beat by the girl. She got beat. She's like, I got to get this guy back.
Yeah. He owes me money.
This guy lasted so long, he don't need a watch.
Oh, shit. How about you, pal? How's the school going? Good?
It's
Things at the
going
school
good,
are
man.
Yeah.
Taught 4 classes tonight. Did a little
Again,
MMA,
you're doing
yeah.
it. Is that because you're a control freak?
No. I mean, I had to help today, but
Yeah.
I let the guys help me. But yeah,
You like to, well, I mean, you're just open. I'm sure you want to be like hands-on. I remember you saying like the double leg. You're like, dude, that's kind of my thing. I want to teach it.
Yeah, I'm going to teach as much. I mean, listen, I got great teachers. That's
Right.
that's the
You
thing.
do. Yep.
And I'm learning from them. I feel like so. I love to see them do their thing.
Yep.
Everybody has a different take on stuff too. And that's what's great about jiu-jitsu. I mean, there's definitely a right way and a wrong way to do things, but there's also your way and my way, and they could both be right.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like that. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. I was a little sore, man. I trained Saturday a little bit. You have a pretty decent adult class going there.
About 30 people.
And the kid I was with, great kid, but he said He said, "What do you weigh?" I said, like 250. He said, "How tall?" I said, 6'4", like 250. I said, "How about you?" Because he's a pretty good sized kid. He goes, "I'm 5'6", 235."
No way.
I was
He's
like,
5'6", is
that's
my
what
height?
That's what he said. I don't know.
I think he's a little taller.
Yeah, he looked a little taller, but I
Young
was like,
kid, he's young.
young.
Mario,
but,
my dude Mario.
nice kid, super
Yeah,
nice kid.
hell yeah,
but-
he's been doing great. Yeah.
Yep.
Honestly, everybody's been awesome.
Yep.
Really.
Yep.
The kids were great today. The kids, it's funny because I have the little champs. They're 4 to 6 year olds.
Yep.
And it's tough, man.
Yeah.
It's tough to teach
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu. And I'm trying to. Like, I could play games all day.
Right.
But I want to teach them. Like, they could learn. They are learning a little bit here and there. And you got to gamify it a little bit.
I noticed
Almost
you do that.
Like, game, like with the sumo. Like, that's perfect contact. It's this. You make it fun.
Yeah.
You make it fun.
I don't know what you mean by that. Sumo, what do you mean?
The game we played, sumo, where you got to push them out of the circle. We did it the other day with your kids.
I was kind of around the corner, so I couldn't see, but I saw at the end. It seems like you finished with something fun.
Yeah,
to me.
we tried it. With
I
the
saw
kids.
it with the tucking the towel into the back and like
shirt tails.
Yeah,
Called tiger
yeah,
tail. Tiger tail. Yeah.
Yep.
But it's cool because you got to learn to keep the guy in front of you.
Right.
Shuffle your feet.
Yep.
Protect your back. In other words.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's fun and the kids are the little ones. They're getting comfortable now because now they're like, all right, this is not new. I kind of know the system. I know the coach is kind of cool. He's not really yelling at me that much.
Yeah.
So now they're like they're
trying to get away.
They're
with
feeling
whatever.
themselves a little bit. So I'm like constantly correcting, and it's not wrestling
Right.
because in wrestling.
You would get yelled at, right?
Oh yeah, because in wrestling, I mean, at 4 to 6, it's tough to yell at kids like that.
I don't mean.
But no, but like honestly, Steve's like, "What are we here for?
Yeah.
Wrestling." Like we're here to have fun too, though. To me is this. I want to keep them interested enough to go to the next program.
Sure.
And then go to the next. Those kids, I feel like these kids that I have, this group, there's like 15 of those 40s. I want them till they're 20.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
Keep them till they're 20. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Or keep them forever till they're 100. You know?
Right. And I would think again at that age, part of that is not just like, all right, for what is it, 45-minute class?
Yeah, 35
45-minute class. We got to just drill jiu-jitsu. No, you make it fun too. I see you doing a little.
The warm up is fun.
Yeah.
That's what's honestly. I mean, I'm kind of just following the system of people before me,
Right.
And Henzo, Ricardo, and then obviously Dante, Tom, Nick, Pete. All these guys have done it. So I'm pretty much just following the system, and the system works.
Yep.
The curriculum works. You follow the curriculum. You're gonna learn jiu-jitsu.
Absolutely.
You follow these warm-ups. That's what I'm saying. The warm-up is, there's a reason we do every single movement in that warm-up because you're gonna see it in the teaching.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like we do the triangles, we do the Kimura sit-ups, we do the shrimping. Like that. Those 3 principles you're gonna see in moves that we do throughout the whole curriculum. Right. You know what I mean? And that's how you build a white belt to a black belt.
For sure. And you got the whole family in there. Obviously, Renee's in there every day. Tino's in there, and they're in classes, bro. I see them doing Muay Thai. They're like double dipping. They're behind the desk, and then I see Cheese Daughters covering the desk. Will Renee and Tino go train Muay Thai? Or
it's kind of funny. Tino's he's feeling himself a little bit.
Dude, he's got good hands, bro.
He does. He can scrap.
Cracks.
He can scrap.
He cracks.
He gets scrapped. It's kind of funny, man, because he got into it with the kid today at wrestling this weekend.
Did he?
And the kid was beating him. The kid was pretty tall, pretty big. Tino doesn't cut much weight, but the kid beat him. The kid was being a dick the whole time. He was like you could be if you're like, to me, like this. If I'm better than you, I'm allowed to be a dick.
Yeah.
But I don't have to be like hold like go past the whistle. Right. Like that's just that's like being disrespectful.
Yeah.
Be a dick. In other words, like make it hard on me because you're trying to beat me in a wrestling match. This is like combat sport. Definitely, you could definitely be physical, do this, but like when the whistle blows, it's over.
Right.
Don't push me when So this guy was behind me and dick. And Tino's, they're both jawing at each other, whatever. And then the kid says something, and Tino goes, "Fucking pussy." And the kid fucking runs at him, goes to run at him. His coach comes and grabs him.
No way.
So I pop up. I said, "Let him go.
Yeah.
Let him go."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let them handle it.
Yeah. I kind of agree with that. Yeah.
Like I feel confident he'd be all right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So let him go. And I was like, "Oh yeah, we beat him already." I was like, "I beat him in a wrestling match. It's a little different than what I'm talking about, buddy." No, I didn't get into it.
That's great.
Yeah,
it's he's kind of a chip off the old block, man. He really is. He's kind of reminds me.
I remember being a kid, and my thing was this: like, yo, if you beat me in wrestling, in my mind, I'm like, I'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
I think I'll fuck you up. You know what I mean? That's why I knew I needed to fight eventually. And I told him, I said, yo, the kid says, yeah, I beat you. Oh, you beat me in a wrestling match? I will knock the shit out of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know Francesco, who's obviously your kids have different personalities. I feel like Francesco's, fair to say, a little more reserved.
Yeah, he's more chill.
He had a sort of a scrap in school where he actually defended himself.
Somebody, yeah.
He fought a kid, and
yeah.
he did. The kid was kind of bullying him, and you know how kids are in high school. There's a video of everything.
Yeah.
Some of the kids watching the video. I was proud of the boy.
Yeah.
Has Tino ever had a scrap?
I mean, honestly, when he was like 5th grade, he like fought some 7th grade kid.
Get out of here.
At Skyview. And I guess just
No
kept
way.
taking him down, slamming him.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, he's got some of the old man in him.
Yeah, he's been doing a bunch, man. It's
Doing 7-2 on the weekend, right?
he went 7-2, yeah. And in the matches he lost, he lost pretty good both matches, but like it's a 3-point takedown and 4-point back points.
I don't
I
really know what that means, 'cause I didn't
it's
follow
just that
wrestling,
the
but
score can get
yeah.
widened up
Gotcha.
quicker, and it seems like the score didn't seem like he's in it, but he's in these matches. We got stuff to work on. That's why we go.
Hell yeah.
So I tell him that's why.
So
we
what
go.
weight-
And he's taking his.
He's gaining a few pounds.
He is. He wrestled
This is
97 this weekend.
okay.
Yeah.
minimum for high school is 103.
106.
106.
Was the lowest. Yeah.
106. So he's getting. He definitely, to me, like I see him pretty regularly, but he looks like he's becoming a man now.
Yeah.
His face has changed. He's
Yeah,
you know what I
it
mean.
is.
So
It's happening.
Yeah.
Frankie already. He's already ahead of it.
Frankie's a big kid, bro.
I mean, for our family,
For
maybe.
your family, he's a big kid, bro.
Not really, though.
Really?
I'm taller than him.
Barely.
But I mean, I'm taller than him.
Barely.
I know.
How old is he?
He's 15.
Well, you should be. I mean, he shouldn't. Did he have a growth spurt? I did in high school.
Yeah, he has growth spurt.
He did.
He was tall already.
Okay.
That's
Because when
why.
I had
he's-
my,
and he has.
I didn't grow much after my.
He's
growth
got
spurt.
facial hair.
Yeah,
Kind of.
does he really? Yeah.
So, I don't know how much taller he's gonna get, but he's thick. He's got thick ass, thick
yeah,
legs.
yeah, he's thick.
But he's light. He's lighter than me.
How much?
Well, I mean, right now he's lighter than me. But so he wrestled 150 his freshman year, which he was probably 145. He didn't cut any weight. I wrestled 119 my freshman year.
Damn.
But he's probably going to wrestle 132 this year.
Oh, really?
Because he's right. He only weighs 141.
He's trying to lean up?
No, he's just because he's working out more. So he's probably going to wrestle like 132.
Okay.
I wrestled 130 my sophomore year. So now we're kind of like in the close range.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, that's cool. He's because he I don't want to say he lost interest, but he put more emphasis on football for a while, but he's kind of getting back into the wrestling now.
Yeah, he's not doing football at all.
That's great.
Well, I mean, I want him to do whatever he wanted to do.
Right.
But the fact that he's definitely putting more time into wrestling, I would like more time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, but as long as he's having fun.
Yep.
Yeah, he's definitely better himself doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so changing gears here, changing topics a little bit. I work locally, so a lot of days I get to go home for lunch, right? Which is nice because you don't have to just buy lunch now at Wawa's.
I just bought a bunch of
$25. But I usually do. I usually eat clean, bro, for lunch if I can get home. If I'm working in the area and it works out, I can usually pop by my house and grab lunch. Right? It doesn't work out like that every day, but today I'm home eating lunch, and I hear like a light knock on the door. Like I didn't even think it was my house. I'm like, is that like somebody at my door? They didn't ring the bell. I got a ring camera. They didn't ring a bell or nothing. So I'm like, I look out and it's two dudes with briefcases and thing. I'm like,
Jehovah's?
I'm like, the fuck now? Like,
Were they
what
Jehovah's?
I'm like, is this something to do? I'm thinking, honestly, like my first
What
thought
did you
is,
think?
I'm a conservative. I'm a gun owner. What the fuck is this shit? It's the government. Like, I'm literally thinking, it's the government want to talk to me about some video I posted of my kid shooting.
Get out of here.
That's my first thought. Honestly, that's my first thought. And I'm like, what the hell? I opened the door and I see the pamphlets, and it was Jehovah's. Yeah.
Do you you guys? What's your birthday? Oh, you guys don't have birthdays. I forgot.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh,
They
really?
don't celebrate any holidays.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
Jehovah's doesn't celebrate Christmas.
I didn't know
birthday,
that. I knew
nothing.
Christmas, but I didn't know.
No birthday.
I didn't know birthdays.
No holiday.
Why?
It's part of their religion.
Really?
Yeah, my buddy was his mother was Jehovah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yep.
I mean, it's everywhere because I can remember even small
kid,
town.
yeah.
There was the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses was the next town over. So and we knew a
I
few.
remember people knocking on the doors.
Yeah, and it was super nice. I mean, a lot of people just slammed the door in their faces. I was like, I'll take a look at it. I was like, I'm actually eating lunch. I don't have a lot of time to talk, but I'll take a look at it. And
I'll just say I'm already.
yeah. Well, he's asking me questions. He's asking me like Bible scripture. He's like, he's asking. He's like, where is what was his question?
What, asking you answers or just like
no questions about Bible scripture?
But like what? So like if you knew the answer to the scripture?
Yeah, he said like, where is what was the question?
But why?
I don't I guess just to, it was
prove
his
you don't know
it
what
was
you're
his,
talking
it
about?
was his lead in,
What is their job?
Well,
though,
where
to
is
get you to-
eternal happiness or something like that? And I said, well, eternal happiness ends in heaven. He said, well, that's not what the scripture says. Scripture says it's here on earth. And he starts reading me scripture. And I don't want to be a dick, but I was like, listen, said, I'm actually on lunch. I said, I don't have a lot of time, but I'll be happy to take your pamphlet. And
Did you tell him you go to church?
no, he asked me if I believed in God. And I said, yeah. So
But I go to church. I have a pastor I listen
speaking of that, you and I went to church last Sunday. I need to start going more. I need to start making it a more regular practice for myself. But I didn't know you recently got baptized, buddy. Can we talk about that a little bit? I mean, that's you were baptized as a kid. I was
Yes.
baptized, but
Correct.
you did it again.
Yeah.
Well, why?
My wife asked me to. My kids did it. My wife did it in the church this past winter.
Mhm.
I wasn't there. I don't know where I was. My kids didn't do it though. So they did it at Shelter Cove at the Bay this 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. She tells me, well, me and the kids are going to get baptized. I'm all right. Then she's like, hey, we're getting baptized. What do you mean we? You know what I mean? I was like, I was baptized already. She's like, yeah, but you didn't know. You wasn't knowing. You didn't knowingly do it. I go, yeah, but I'm glad I was, though, because I knowingly am in, I believe in God and all this. I feel like I'm along those lines. Why do I have to do it, Right. To me, and listen, let me just preface it, but I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
Now that it's over, I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, I was a little like, I feel like that's more like it's like shouting out. You know what I mean? It's like a public display of showing your faith or whatever. And I'm like, I don't think I need to do that. I feel like I have a relationship with God. I'm good with God. I don't need to do that. But I'll do it for you, right? I'll do it. It's good for the kids. All this. She's like, yeah. She's like, listen, there's 5 people signed up. I'm like, all right, whatever. So me and my kids go, we pull up at Shelter Cove, and there's 60 people there. I'm like, what are you, like, why are you so, my kids were like, we're not doing this, and I was like, I didn't want to do it. I'm like, this is a show. This is more for like, for them than it is for me.
Yeah.
Whatever. So then I did it, and in the end, I was glad I did it.
Yeah.
I really was.
Yeah.
It was cool. My kids all did it. It was something we could do, share together as a family.
Sure.
Everybody there was very nice, obviously, and Pastor Paul, who was our pastor, is a good dude. He was the guy that dunked me. Him and the I don't know their guy's name. I can't recall it, but it was cool. Did I feel any different or anything? I don't know. I kind of feel like I've always been pretty good with God. I still talk to God. I feel like when you're talking to yourself, there's no one there. Who are you talking to? You're kind of talking to God, right?
Absolutely.
You know
I do
what I'm
it.
saying?
I do it all the time. Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah. So I feel like I have that already.
Yep.
I could definitely I think everybody could be a better Christian or just better person or however you want to do it. But yeah, it was an experience. It was cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. What's your opinion on going to, like, I was baptized originally Episcopalian, right? But I didn't go to an Episcopalian church as a kid. Again, small town living. There was only like one, maybe 2 churches in each town. So I grew up in Harrington, Maine. The Episcopalian church that I was baptized is in Ellsworth. It's probably a 35-minute ride away. We went there for Easter, Christmas time we would go. The holidays we would go there because that's where we were baptized. But the Methodist church was right down the street. And I can't tell you. Do you know the differences between Methodist and Baptist and Episcopalian and Pentecostal?
No, the only one I know that's different is Catholic.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's the only one. Because I was raised Catholic originally.
But I would go because my sister and I could walk to the Methodist church. We would go to the Methodist church. And to me, as a kid, I just remember thinking it's the same. It's just we're learning about God.
It kind of is
you know?
the same, though,
It
right?
was, I couldn't tell you today. I couldn't tell you the difference. My mom explained it to me one time, and
I could tell. Like,
there's
like
different.
Catholic's
There's
different.
like the emphasis on the saints. We believe in the saints, but there's a much.
No, but the saints aren't in the Bible. You know that, right?
The saints aren't in the
Are
Bible.
not in the Bible. No.
Yeah.
Because that's a Catholic thing. Saints.
Right. So
You know, and priests and popes. I don't think they're.
I
in
can
the
remember
Bible.
my aunt bought me like a Saint Michael's
I
cross
know.
though when I was a kid, and I was.
That's a Catholic thing.
I know, but she's Episcopalian, so.
Padre Pia, right?
Yeah.
Saint Padre Pia. He's a few.
But anyway, so we would walk there, and then we moved. When I was a freshman in high school, we moved to the next town over, Cherryfield, because that's where my dad's business was. And my dad was raised Baptist, not Southern Baptist, but Baptist. And my grandmother would always, the Baptist church was at the bottom of the hill. My grandmother, her whole life, would walk Sunday morning down to the Baptist church. And my dad would, meet her there. So we started going to the Baptist church. But I was baptized Episcopalian, went to a Methodist church from kindergarten to 8th grade. Freshman year, started going to a Baptist church. To this day,
yeah, but those are all Christian
they're
denominations.
all Christian denominations. Yeah.
So I mean, you're kind of along the same line. I feel like, again, I'm not a theologist,
Right.
But I feel like Catholic is probably the most different. I feel like all those other ones are kind of similar to just Christian church.
Well, I know. Again, I remember my mom explaining this to me years ago. Is the Catholic religion puts a real emphasis on the saints, right? And they believe that almost
and then
most
you
things
can't,
must be done through the church, like confessionals and
Yeah,
things like
exactly.
that. You
Like,
have
to
to
me-
be
like, to
married
me,
in the
like-
Catholic church, and
Well, I mean, I think all of them are married within the church. I don't know,
no, I mean, there was people that went to my church to get married at the Legion Hall. You know what I mean? They didn't get married in the church.
Right,
you know
I
what
know
mean?
that's what I'm saying. But
But
I'm
if
saying
you're Catholic,
yeah,
you-
but any
yeah,
church, if you're a
right.
Methodist, it's in the church, or Baptist in the church. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, no, the minister might be from the church, but there's people getting married at the gazebo in the middle of town. You know what I mean? There wasn't always in a church.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
if you're
but
Catholic,
it's
it's in a church.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
I mean, I got
Catholics
married in a Catholic
aren't
church.
supposed to marry people of other denominations, correct?
I don't know. I remember this though. I remember when I was a kid. This is why I stopped. I made my communion. I never made my confirmation because I remember I was in class to go do that. Also when I
CCD?
started- I was also started really getting into wrestling too. That's kind of why I didn't do it, I think. But I remember they were saying if my sister I'm 10 years older than my sister, so my sister's probably 2 years old and 14, something like that, 13, whatever. And I remember the priest saying, yeah, if your parents got divorced and they have another kid, and that kid's not in God's eyes. It's not in God's eyes. I'm like, what? It's like that kind of turned me off because that's not like in the Christian sense. That's a Catholic thing.
Yeah.
You know. And I think that's why I never made my communion after confirmation.
You ever go to confessional?
I did when I had to make my communion once, and that's another thing that bothered me. Why am I telling my sins to a man, another person that probably just might have fucking
Has sins as well.
has sins and might be sinning with the little boys behind me. You know what I mean? Who
yeah.
knows? I mean, I don't think every
Yeah.
person's like that, but I mean, a lot are. Dude, the Catholic, come on, that's crazy.
There's a lot of skeletons in
Yes,
it.
a lot of skeletons, and they don't even send them away. They send them to a different congregation. They go do it all over again.
Out of the country all
You know
the
what I'm
times.
saying?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, that was a hard pill. I'm not obviously Catholic, but that was a tough one to.
the guy left a bad taste in your mouth, right?
One of the worst offenders, I think, was from Newark, and so the St. Gerard Fest is coming up, and my girlfriend is Catholic, and I go every year with the kids. We go, even though I'm not Catholic. It's not just about the church, obviously.
San Gennaro Fest too. That what you mean?
San Gennaro's in New York City.
Yeah, I know.
St. Gerard
But
is
it's
a church
still a
in Newark.
Catholic thing, though, right?
Yeah,
Both of them.
but like they drape the saint in money, and there's a big parade around in the city. So the kids and I go because it's not just about the church, and I think that I think that it's all encompassing under the eyes of
Listen,
God, right?
I think this,
but it's also a food festival.
Well,
There's
yeah,
games,
right.
and So.
I think this: if you're a devout in any religion,
Yeah.
it can't be a bad thing,
right,
right?
right.
And you're devout for the right reasons. Like even though the Catholic religion obviously
It's been tarnished.
does the saints, it's been tarnished, has the saints, has the whole idea is you're not supposed to glorify anything. They've got Jesus on a cross. Like that's like supposedly not in the Bible. You know what I mean? They don't do that stuff. But the Catholics are all about it. My grandmother, she used to pray the rosaries every day, 50 prayers in the rosary every day. That's not in the Bible. You know what I mean? But if someone that has that is that devout enough to do that, even like these Hasidic Jews that like don't drive and don't use electricity, or these Amish people, like to me, you have to respect that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just to be that devout to something, to give yourself to something else.
Well, because I think in all religions, there's a moral and ethical code to it, right? Like to be a good person, to be good to thy neighbor, and most religions, I think, believe. So yeah, I would agree with you. It's not a bad thing to be devout in anything, right?
Well, that's why I just think like people that are not they think religious people are stupid. That bothers me.
Well, no, I think people that are that only you say people like atheists. You mean
atheists? Yeah,
I think
atheists,
people that have no faith think we're most. Generally speaking, I'm sure they don't all.
I'll use someone as an example, and I used to watch the show a lot. I liked him because he was because he was just
Bill Maher.
Yeah, Bill Maher. Because he's kind of somewhat common sense. Right. You know, he's not so crazy liberal, but he's definitely like on the other side. But I remember like he's super atheist, and he would. Like if you were like, say you came on the show and you said I believe in he would like make fun of you, and I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up, dude. Because what you think
comparisons to Santa Claus,
what you think is as crazy as what these other people think.
Correct.
Oh, the world was it's just something happened in the Big Bang. That's as crazy as saying that Jesus came down and did all this. That's those two are both kind of wild things to say.
Correct.
So whatever one you want to gravitate to, I'm not going to knock you for it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I just don't like. And that's why, I feel like I am getting more, I wouldn't say, I don't know if religious is the right word, but more like connected with a higher power as I get older. I don't know if that, I think a lot of people do as they get older.
Yeah.
Because you get so many experiences. It's kind of funny listening to a guy like Joe Rogan.
You're also getting closer to death, so I think you think about it.
Right, but you listen to a guy like Joe Rogan, super smart. He's definitely very, supposedly he's like got a high IQ and all this shit. He must, because
he's brilliant.
You remember so much shit, all this stuff. He talks to so many smart people, and he can hang with everybody.
Yep.
Right, but early on, he was like an atheist probably.
Yeah.
But as he gets older, he's seeing stuff that makes you say, things that make you say, right?
I agree.
And to me, I don't know if you like I don't know if I ever be like this holy roller type religious guy or this and that, but I mean, I definitely feel closer and closer to God as I get older.
Yeah, I'm with you on that for sure. And I don't know, maybe it's because my life is more than half over, I guess, if you look at it that way. But I don't think so, because I always talked to God, always had a relationship with God, even as a kid. I acknowledge, that I'm a sinner, and I guess for lack of putting it any other way, I feel bad. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a sinner, but we all are. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Renee really got into religion as of the last 5 years, let's say, and I'm glad.
She's very
because she brings it. She's honestly, I don't want to hear her saying this, but she's only given me good influences in my life.
Yeah.
There's never a bad influence she gave to me in my life,
right,
and for my kids. You know what I mean? And I think religion is a good influence for anybody.
I agree, and I'll give Renee credit here. She's well read. She's very well. She doesn't just talk about it and go to church and be like this.
She read the whole Bible,
the Quran.
She read the Torah. She read the Quran. All of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
we're in church Sunday, and I saw her taking notes.
Yeah,
I'm like,
she takes notes.
She's she's a good egg, that one.
Yeah.
I don't see. I'm sure maybe Bill Maher would disagree, but I don't see the negative to exposing your children to that and wanting that in their life. I don't see the negative.
No.
There's no bad moral compass there in any regard when it comes to that. And
yeah,
they say most laws are based off the Bible. I mean, most laws are
like the 10 Commandments, right?
Essentially,
like those 10 Commandments. I think kind of across the board in all religions are kind of the same, right?
Yeah.
Like even in Buddhism and this and that, I would think so. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not be a good person. You know what I mean? Like, I think those tenets are pretty good to live by for anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Agreed. Yep.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the movie Seven. The Seven Deadly
Seven.
Sins.
Can
one
you
of the
can you
best.
name 7 deadly sins?
Greed, lust,
Greed,
gluttony,
lust, gluttony, wrath. Greed, lust, jealousy.
Is jealousy one?
Or is envy?
Envy. Sloth.
Sloth. Yeah, sloth is laziness.
Yeah.
And then one more. Oh, what's the other one? No, lost. Pride.
And you don't.
How could we forget that one?
And I didn't for years, and I don't know that I fully do. I didn't associate that with being negative. Being prideful, I didn't think was a negative thing.
I think pride, it's like halfway is good. The other half not good.
I would
right?
agree.
You know what I mean?
I can see that, but to fully encompass it in in a negative light, I never really fully understood that. You should be. I want my kids to be proud
I
of
would
who they
say
are.
like.
I don't want them to make other people feel bad.
But like to me, like wrestle, like being on bottom is a pride thing.
Yeah.
No one's holding me down.
Yeah.
That's a pride thing.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody hold you down. You know what I mean? How's that bad?
Right. Exactly. That's why I never fully understood that one. I don't think pride.
No, pride is like where you cut your nose off to spite your face.
Correct.
That's pride. Right. Or
you don't listen to the other side or reasoning because you're so full of pride, and that can be. And I'm guilty of that. Definitely. So yeah, but what a great movie, dude! That was one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life.
What's in a box?
Yeah.
Dude, Kevin Spacey.
Remember that actor? I'll never forget. I don't know if he's been in other stuff, but he's like, she made me put it on.
Yeah,
she made me put it on. And he's like, I was like, dude, that guy killed that role.
Oh man, who is that? That's a guy that's in a bunch of movies.
Is he in a bunch of movies?
Yeah, he is. He's in stuff. Yeah, dude.
His lip, like, baby fucker. Yeah, dude, it was great. I literally just got the chills thinking about that. It was crazy scene.
You got that you were jealous.
No, just
that was a wild movie, man.
The commitment he gave to that role
Kevin
was crazy.
Spacey, bro.
Oh, dude, great actor, great actor.
Bad, he's such a weirdo.
I know, but listen, I mean, do you believe in our judicial system?
No,
you don't. I don't.
Well, how about this now?
I don't.
You see all this new shit coming out now, that Diddy, whatever.
Yeah.
The Diddler, right?
Yeah.
But like, is Michael Jackson real? Like now, there's shit coming out saying Michael Jackson might not have been the bad guy.
Yeah, I don't.
He might not have been the fucking
dude. You ever watch the interviews with him though? But like Neverland Ranch, talking about, that voice that he had, that little childish voice, talking about climbing trees with little kids, and
but I don't know,
it's so fun, and it's just weird.
I think they castrated him.
I mean, maybe
that's why he has the voice he has. So if they castrated him before he was.
They castrated him because he was a danger, do you think?
What? No, they castrated his
Why?
dad. They castrated him to keep that voice.
Oh.
So he wouldn't go through puberty. So if he never went through puberty, he would think differently.
Because he was the big star. Obviously, he had brothers.
Yeah, but he had this. What do you mean?
They were all singers. He was just
the fucking best.
That's what
one.
I'm saying. So he didn't castrate them all. He just castrated him.
Yeah, him because he was the youngest one.
You really think so?
I mean, there's rumors of that.
Yeah.
Maybe chemically castrated him. Maybe not literally cut his dick and nuts off.
Right.
But like chemically castrated him. Maybe, you know what I mean?
Right. I mean, listen, could be, but
dude, this Diddy shit though is crazy. You hear the one video of him supposedly clapping Meek Mill?
No.
It's like, you know what? Again, is it true? Who knows? But it's like we're like, and fucking Meek Mill's like getting fucked.
No way.
Yeah, and they're saying that that's the audio from that. Again, is it true? Who knows?
Oh my god.
But dude, like, and he's on suicide watch. Do you see who his roommate is?
No.
Sam Bankman-Fried.
No way.
Yes. Is his cellmate.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
That's at least, again, is it true?
Who I never thought was going to do a day in jail, but he actually did.
Yeah. Dude, actually, how about this? No, real quick. I seen the mugshot. Did you see the mugshot of Diddy?
Yeah.
It does not look like him.
Yeah.
It looks like a different person.
It does.
It looks fake as fuck, honestly. Is that really him? I don't, like, this is what they want us. They want us not believing anything, because I don't believe nothing.
Well, we're talking about this. Anytime stuff like this happens, they're talking about this, so you're missing this, and it's always related to something political, always.
Yes.
But,
if they want our eyes on something, that means they're doing something else, right?
Well, I've heard the correlate. They don't want you talking about this latest assassination attempt on Trump and the fact that the DOJ. This is crazy, bro. The DOJ never releases manifestos, almost never, right? They're like, oh, it's a danger, like
Why,
they
don't
left
glorify him and stuff?
well, like I don't know. I mean, I know a lot with the trans shooters and stuff. They don't because they didn't want you to know they were trans.
That
Right.
Yeah, if his manifesto said that Trump's an animal and he wants to kill, then they were like, okay, yeah, that's great. But if the manifesto said something differently,
this guy usually when they write a manifesto, they get killed, and they wrote it before. This guy wrote one after he's in jail. And it says there's a $150,000 bounty for someone to finish the job that I couldn't get done. And they released this. People are like, what the fuck?
Who put the bounty then?
Well, he doesn't specify, but I mean, the powers that be.
Oh, they put that out so then someone's like, I'll go get that.
Exactly. It's like it's criminal. Why would they never release these manifestos, but they release this one? The guy clearly says there's a $150,000 bounty for someone to finish the job, on Trump's head, basically. So you're just inspiring more crazy people,
I don't know, though. I did see what our friend Ian Smith said. He's like, so you think the deep state that coordinated the COVID thing, coordinated the Ukraine thing, coordinated Israel, I don't know if I said this last time, but coordinated, the Israel conflict, right?
Russia collusion.
The Russia collusion, all this. That they failed to assassinate Trump twice. They failed to do that, but they did all these other things. You know what I mean? I'm just talking here. I don't know what's what.
I don't know. I mean, listen, I like a lot of what Ian Smith says, but I mean, both these guys had ties to BlackRock, right? This guy was interviewed by the mainstream media constantly.
Like, how do they fail?
Because I don't think because you would have to assume to believe that they're gonna fail, right? You'd have to believe the entire system is rigged and bad. I don't think it is. I think that there's a lot of, especially at the top, there's key players, but I don't think that all those Secret Service agents are bad. I think there's some probably on the higher level, especially that woman that was fired. Obviously, was doing a horrible job. The head of the the head of the Secret Service.
Yeah.
But I think that, and Trump says it often, I have a great detail. Like, I love my people. I think that a lot of them, so, could it have been set up? Sure. Could people at the top have put these players in place to take him out? Sure. Could good people that are close to Trump have stopped it? Sure.
I don't know.
They're not all bad. I don't believe they're all bad. You can't, you know what I mean?
Not everybody's bad. I don't know. Or do you think it's just all a show? Like, even this. Listen, we all want, like, not we all, but some that are on the common sensicans, they want someone to be a hero, right? We all want someone to be a hero. We all want someone to come, be that knight in shining armor, right? And save the day. Because it's a movie. That's a movie, storybook ending type stuff, right? Is that even real anymore?
Is there artificial intelligence out there watching all this, making this happen?
My artificial
intelligence?
Or just regular,
just
like outside
aliens. And are we the Truman Show for them? You know what I mean?
Probably.
We could be. It could be. Is this a simulation?
Is this I don't know.
I feel seems like real.
I feel like it's not a simulation just because of cutting weight.
Explain that.
Because like, or even working out so hard. I worked out so hard where I feel like I'm gonna die sometimes, or I've cut in weight where I fucking hate life so much that it feels too real to be fake. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes any sense. Or that pain. You ever feel something fucking so painful? You're like, this can't be fake. How can a simulation do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Again, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a range of emotions that they maybe are providing. It's just in the spectrum of what they've given us.
It could be. I mean, yeah. I guess. Listen.
Listen, I think you and I are very much on the same page. You've opened my eyes to a lot, especially, not affiliating yourself with a party, and I don't do that anymore.
Bro, someone in my class today said, I'm explaining them what a common sensican is. I said, yeah. I said, don't label me, boy.
I love that. That's great. Yeah, you definitely coined that.
No, I didn't.
You ever feel?
I
Oh, you
stole it
didn't.
from somebody.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, the first place I ever heard it was you.
Stole it from Eddie Bravo. Baby.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
All right,
He's an Edgar.
let's go.
He's an
Eddie.
Edgar. You know that?
No, I didn't know that.
It's Edgar Bravo.
I didn't know that.
Eddie.
Get out of
He's
here.
Edgar, yeah.
Ah.
I'll never forget the first time I met him. He's like, man, you made my name cool, man. I was like, hell
That's
yeah.
great, bro.
Hell
He's
yeah.
an interesting dude.
Hell yeah.
Interesting dude. But a lot of, I used to see that guy on Rogan years ago and be like, he's fucking out there. I don't think he's out there anymore.
No, bro. Nope.
I really don't.
He hasn't been on Rogan in a while, dude.
Nah, I mean, I still think they're very close.
Oh,
no?
yeah.
They don't always agree. They definitely disagree.
No,
The
yeah.
moon landing was a big one, right? Joe, back in the day, I think now Joe's very much, but
Yeah.
do I have this wrong? Wasn't Eddie on there saying, look,
No,
we were
no,
never there?
Eddie's a flat earther.
Flat earther.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm talking
And Joe's
about.
not a flat earther.
That maybe is what I'm talking
But
about.
Joe, I just seen a listener episode of him and Matt Walsh. See Matt Walsh's new thing?
Yeah.
Am I racist
You,
or something?
you want to go see that? I think he gets away with it because it's labeled a comedy, right? But
Yeah.
he's obviously serious.
yeah.
You know what I mean? He's trying to prove a point here.
I didn't see it. Well, I've heard it's funny or whatever. It's good. But he was on and they were talking. Because Matt Walsh thinks they did go to the moon.
Oh, he
And-
does?
And Rogan's like, I sent that thing to you.
Yeah.
Where Rogan was like very adamant that we didn't. Here he's like, listen. He goes, that's the one he believes that maybe we didn't more than any other.
That's where I'm at.
right.
Yeah.
And
I don't know where I'm at with Flat Earth.
but he said, like he was saying, he's looking at the footage, and he said that footage is definitely bullshit.
Yeah.
And he's like, now I'm not saying that we didn't go to the moon. Maybe they lost the footage of the moon, so they redid
Recreated,
it. And
yeah.
that's what he's saying.
Well, then what would be the harm in our
Saying
government saying that?
Oh,
okay,
bro, 'cause
listen.
no one's gonna believe that.
Yeah.
No one's gonna believe that. You know?
Wasn't a bunch of stuff under Trump supposed to get declassified? Like, wasn't the whole JFK thing supposed
Yeah,
to
no, remember? And
come
Trump
out?
supposedly said, he's like, if you saw what I saw, you couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Or it'd be too crazy. Which, like, dude, get the fuck out of here. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, when are we going to ever know anything?
Yeah.
We're not. We're never. We're never going to know anything. No one's ever going to get in trouble. Diddy's going to either off himself. Ain't nobody going to get caught. The people that get caught are the ones they want to get caught.
Correct.
The people that don't want to get, like, look, like, this is what they said. Remember when they were raiding Diddy's house way back
6
before
months
they
ago.
arrested him?
Yeah.
Guess what they were doing when they were raiding him?
Building their case against who they wanted to
No,
build.
they were
Deleting
destroying
shit,
the evidence
yeah.
of all the people that didn't want to get caught,
Right.
and they were building the evidence of everybody they wanted to get caught.
Right.
That's what happens.
Right.
It's like this world is all fucking fixed and gamed.
I know.
It is, dude. Come on.
But I mean, again, explain that to me from your perspective. Diddy's a very powerful guy, right? Very, very well connected. Probably is friends with tons of politicians. Why isn't he one that they don't? Why couldn't? Obviously, he's been doing this for years and years and years and years and years. Why couldn't he continue to do it? Why bust him now? Like, he's as connected as the people they're protecting.
He's the fall guy.
Right, but why now?
Why?
I mean,
Because shit's someone's.
is it a smoke screen for something
Yes.
else?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like it's let him fall before they get to the real culprit.
Yeah.
And I don't know who that culprit is.
Yeah.
But that's why he's our fall guy. That's why Epstein was the fall guy too.
Is it
Epstein
possible?
supposedly like had all this money,
Yep.
this crazy money, but he did not supposedly. They said like he would give people business advice, and they're like, "What the fuck this guy's talking about? He doesn't even know what he's talking about."
Yeah.
It's like he was the fall guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was supposed to get caught. He didn't know this shit. He wasn't this master financial
Wasn't
guy.
he really connected to a guy that was the guy from Victoria's Secret?
Yeah, I think so.
That guy is
Yeah.
incredibly wealthy,
Right.
and they said that.
Well, I mean, Jeffrey Epstein was wealthy, but
Right.
I don't think he was the guy making the decisions to get this wealth.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
right.
But yet he was the guy mad at giving everybody all these pointers. I think it's all, it's obviously all bullshit.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy. I do think though, when you get into when you're a star, a mega star, like the likes of Diddy, and you accrue crazy wealth. Like, what is normal for you and me, and accessible for you and me as average everyday people, isn't for them. They have a whole so I guess what I'm saying, a normal relationship, a man-woman relationship, wife, all that. That to them, the ease and accessibility to them to women and stuff is that I think just over time things get crazier and crazier. Probably had to start it out. I'm speculating. this is alleged, but probably started out like he had a normal relationship, but then he had a side piece, and then he had another side piece, and then stuff started escalating, and before you know it, you're having full blown fucking sex parties because
with dudes.
it's easy. Well, yeah,
No,
I guess
that this is with someone. I don't know where I heard this, but like, which I don't believe this. I don't know if I believe this, but they're like, oh, when men they could have anything, they want something they can't have. But like, I don't know.
Still have to be attracted to it.
Yeah,
Right?
like, I don't know if I want a dick in the ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah, no.
I don't know how that makes sense, but I do get it. Like when you think like you have everything, maybe you want something you can't have. I don't know.
Do you think, and I think I know your answer, and you're probably flipping around on me, but do you think if you were on his level, right, or anybody like that, do you think you would change? Do you think you'd still be a family man, and do you think you would change if you were, I mean, obviously you do all right for yourself, but if you were worth $50 billion and had everything at the snap of your fingers, do you think you would change?
I mean, I'm gonna say no, but who knows? I mean, that's a lot of money.
My answer would be I don't want it because I don't want to know.
Yeah, no,
I don't want it. I don't want it. I never.
Too much.
50 billion, I said, but
50 billion. Yeah, 50 million.
50 million is not that much in America these days. But it's a lot. It was a lot for you and me, but for the wealth that's out there in America, that's not a lot. I wouldn't want it. I don't listen. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be broke.
You can give it to me for a weekend.
I don't want to be broke. I don't want to struggle. I want to provide for my children. But I never have. I've never aspired to be stupid rich. I don't know that's the meaning of life.
If I can live my life as I do now, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what someone always said. If I could go out to dinner and get what I want,
right,
then I'm rich. That's it. That makes me rich. Yeah. I can go out to dinner and not say to my kids, "You can't get this, you can't get that."
Yep.
I'm rich.
I like that. I like that.
That's it. That's
I like that. I like that. I look at it as a dad of two kids. Like, I remember going to Anguilla, and I remember there was we stayed at Trump's place when we were there, and he didn't own it at the time, but he'd owned it previously. No, I think he did own it at the time. He sold it shortly thereafter. But there was a place next door that this guy got in a whole bunch of trouble because he didn't pull permits for anything, but he had a handicapped daughter, and this guy was wealthy beyond belief, and he built a wheelchair ramp from the house all the way down onto the beach and stuff, and he got in a ton of trouble because, he was like endangering marine life and was getting sued and all this shit from, whatever. But I remember thinking, there's a guy that would give every penny he had. And again, I just know I don't know what she had. I just know she was in a wheelchair. Every penny he had just to make his daughter well and healthy. And I got two perfectly healthy kids, bro. I try to always remind myself.
Perspective, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, we'll finish with this a little bit.
Shoot.
Do you have HBO Max or no?
I barely watch TV, bro. You know that, but probably. I don't know. Yes, I
Chimp
think I do.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Chimp Crazy.
Oh.
Chimp Crazy.
Okay.
It's a documentary about people that own chimps. And a woman was selling chimps and this and that. It talks about remember the woman in Connecticut?
Yes.
And there was a woman, a person in Oregon that had. So supposedly, as soon as a chimp is 5 years old, you can no longer have them domesticated. Now they have to be because they're gonna fuck something up.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I have one more episode.
They go back to their wild roots, right?
But the one chimp literally ripped that lady's face off.
Yeah.
Ripped her face off.
Seems like it
bit her
happens
fingers off.
too often. Yeah. They're incredibly powerful.
Bro.
Incredibly powerful. Yeah. You see that? I saw it. Speaking about Rogan. Rogan's talking. I get these things that pop up on my, For You page or whatever. And Rogan's talking to a guy. And again, now that you made that point about AI, remember I was talking about this?
Yeah.
The popes on the wall. And you were like, bro, that's AI. Now I'm like, is this AI? But I'm pretty sure it was. You got to read the lips and see if that's what they're actually saying. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he's got a guest on, and they're talking about. He's like, you ever see that video of the chimp? It wasn't a chimp. It was a monkey, but I forget what type. But where it, rips the guy's scalp off, and he pulls it. Yeah. You see that, dude?
Yeah.
This monkey sitting in his lap. It's obviously a wild monkey, and it's in some foreign country.
Not a chimp. Yeah.
It's a monkey, not a chimp. Smaller.
Mm-hmm.
but it's sitting in this dude's lap, and it seems completely domesticated. It seems totally normal, and the guy's like, talking to it or whatever. I don't know what country this was in, but definitely wasn't in the
like
U.S.
Indonesia or some shit, yeah.
And this monkey, just out of the blue, I think it grabbed his hair, and it ripped the whole side of his scalp off.
Well,
His scalp was completely...
Monkey.
No, it took off. It was gone in a shot. Yeah, I would shoot the thing in the head, but... It just makes you think. Yeah, I'm much more. We've had some friends that have had some unfortunate circumstances with dogs, and I'm super careful with my kids around dogs now. You know what I mean?
You can't trust any animal.
No,
especially like my dog. I could trust because I know him very well. Even then, no.
I love Biggie. You know how much I love your dog. I still, if I saw my kids like grabbing his face, but I would still say,
my kids know.
Get your face out of his face. I would say that, and I love Biggie.
Yeah,
but,
you can't do that. Yeah, it's unforgiving with the animals, bro.
Yeah.
But this chimp crazy shit is
I gotta watch it.
It's like, I guess some woman was like is in Missouri. She was like breeding chimps and that shit, a whole bunch of them. So they condemned her place, and there was like another lady taking over for her. She's like gets her lips done and stuff. She's just like just kind of crazy. She took over for the older lady that was doing the chimps. And then they came and they raided. They took all the chimps away. She stole one of them. It's like, I don't know where it is. I can't find it. And she's literally in the court case crying, he died, like this. And then literally on the documentary, she has the fucking chimp.
No way.
So in the documentary, the people doing shit in the documentary told the authorities, like, I don't want to get involved in this. Like, she has the chimp. You know what I mean?
Way.
So this person.
What did she think was going to happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
The documentary's going to come out at some point.
Exactly.
If that thing's still alive.
Exactly. So I'm not done with that. I'm not done with the last episode, but I guess they finally caught her with the chimp, and like they're worried because like the one chimp in Connecticut was pretty much this situation. Older chimp shouldn't be around people. The same chimp in Oregon, same thing, same scenario. Older chimp shouldn't be around people. They both fucking massacred their owners or their friends' owners or their daughters. The daughter's owner bit like a huge chunk out of her leg. Now they're worried about this one's going to do the same.
Yeah. There's something, I don't like labels, but there seems to be something wrong with almost all of those. They don't blend well with society, with other people, these exotic pet owners and things. Yeah. They had the crazy tiger lady here, and she had monkeys too. Yeah. They took them all away, took all the tigers away. But you got Carol Baskin, who's a lunatic, accused of
the Tiger King guy.
The Tiger King guy. The other guy, Doc, whatever his name was, that was featured. They made a documentary about him. He's an oddball that lives in this.
His kid is.
He's got like multiple wives, and I mean they're all very odd,
eccentric people.
Eccentric people that don't.
This guy that did Chimp Crazy, he's the guy that did Tiger King.
Oh, okay.
Same documentary.
Okay.
Same documentarian.
Gotcha.
Very, very cool though. It's fun. Animals are cool.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But they're not meant to be wild animals.
That's what I say about chimpanzees, bro.
Breeding, like dogs, have been bred for, I don't know, centuries, I guess. Yeah, centuries for sure. Yeah.
Maybe longer. Bro.
Maybe longer. To be domesticated. Yeah. Monkeys are not.
No.
Tigers are not.
A chimp, this is what I say about a chimp. They say a chimp could take a tire and rip it in half.
Oh, yeah.
This is what I say about chimps. They eat hanging from a tree with one arm.
Yeah.
That's how strong they are. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're comfortable.
Right. Yeah.
Eating while they're fucking hanging from their arm. Yeah. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. They look, people, like even tiger people, keep them in pens. Monkeys look friendly. They do. Welcome into my house. They're dangerous.
They're probably normal. They're
dangerous.
They probably can be. Yeah, dude, they're so strong.
Yeah,
bro.
ridiculous. And they turn on a dime when they decide to.
Yeah,
and people don't understand because they look like a pet.
Well, they look like us a little bit, dude.
Yeah,
you can see like they're smart as shit.
Yeah,
that's what they're saying. Like the chimpanzee understands every word coming out of your mouth.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy. All right, pal. We can wrap on that.
That was a good one, buddy.
Good go, buddy. Good go.
Good little convo.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, pal.
Oh, my guy.
Later, buddy.
Take care, everybody. What's up, guys? Make sure you follow us on your favorite podcast platforms. You can find the links in the description below. And if you've enjoyed this episode, hit that like button and share it with a friend. Your support keeps us growing.